They just stopped working. My other phone upstairs. So I'm like, fuck. Wow. They did that with the iPhones too, though. Everybody installed the updates on the iPhone and made the iPhone slower when the new one came out and shit. Everybody was complaining. And it was like, well, we made it do that because we found out everybody's battery's life ain't as strong, so we need to slow down everybody's performance so their phones could last longer. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We spent thousands of dollars so we wouldn't have these issues. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, they know what the hell they doing. That white man's a damn dog.
Goddamn
Esau was a cunning hunter, you know what? Man in the field.
Damn right.
We live, YouTube and Facebook. If you could go to it, it's on the Isupk Indianapolis page. Share it and tag everybody in.
We live there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shalom. We are the Isupk coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander General Yohana. And this evening is coming the Feast of Purim. Now this feast is extremely important because there's a whole lot of factors inside this, there's a whole lot of things that was going on in this time period also that we really need to revisit every single year. You see what I'm saying? We need to get this ingrained in us. Because another thing, one thing that it also teaches too, it teaches sisters how to be loyal to their men. You see what I'm saying? Esther is being an example. Like, say for instance, it's awfully funny because when dealing with when you ask a lot of sisters what woman do they honor in the Bible, they'll say Deborah, right? Because they have this messed up, perception of who Deborah actually was. They think just because it said that she judged the people at that time, all of a sudden she became a Christian pastor and she's running around talking about a Shamalabanda and all that. That's not what she was about. You see what I'm saying? Right. And they can't even go into the character of Deborah to show why they would choose her as the woman that they would model themselves after out of all the women in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? All right. We're going to go into the book of Esther, of course, and we're going to get into what was going on when the trouble came down. You see what I'm saying? We look at how loyal she was. We look at her. We look at Mordecai, and we look at our people. You see what I'm saying? This will give us an idea. This will tell us pretty much how we're supposed to be in this time. Because see, just like at that time, you had an Amalekite that was second most powerful man in the face of the planet. You see what I'm saying? And when they get power, their main purpose in getting power is to attack us.
All right.
They'll do it at any time that they can. They'll do it. That's what their whole getting power is about. Just like when they came, as soon as Warner Brothers started the production company, what's the first thing they did? They pushed propaganda against us. That was the very first thing they did. As soon as they came out with the TVs, they came out with racist cartoons. That was one of the first things they did.
Right.
Whenever they get power, their main incentive is to attack us.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why they want the power. They can't even enjoy what they have because their hatred for us is so bad. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we have to acknowledge this before we start talking about having friends of other races. You know what I'm saying? Having white people as our friends. Before you fake Israelite group decide that you want to incorporate Amalekites into your group. You see what I'm saying? And have them sitting there with you. They're going to tear your damn church up. Which it should be tore up any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that might try and push you into the truth. You see what I'm saying? All right. Now, we're going to go into actually who was this guy. We're going to see. We're going to see who, because his stock of people is the same ones that's ruling right now. Let's go to Esther and the Apocrypha. We're going to go to chapter 15 and verse 10. You don't have an Apocrypha?
No, sir.
I got one.
I got the one from next door. It's all beat up with it.
You want to give him that one, then he can read from that?
Cut.
Esther 14:1, sir.
15:10.
Okay. Esther 15, verse 10. Thou shalt not die through our commandments.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Oh, so
Go, yeah.
Lucky, sir. Esther chapter 15, verse 10.
Right.
Thou shalt not die through our commandments. Be general. Come near.
Okay, let me make sure that that's. I don't think that's the.
15, 10.
No, 15. No, 16 and 10 is a lot. 16 and 10.
Come on, kind, sir. 16 and 10. Esther 16, 10. For Amen,
Haman,
a Macedonian.
yeah, Macedonian.
For Amen, a Macedonian.
Take your time.
Come, sir. For Amen, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
Yeah, it said, now, he was not a Persian himself. You see what I'm saying? Now, knowing that he was not a Persian himself, that means he was something else, right? And it said that he was a Macedonian. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, who ruled Macedonia?
The Romans.
The Greeks.
Oh,
the Greeks.
Sir.
But they're the same, but they were the Greek Empire at this
right,
time.
The Greeks,
yeah.
Sorry.
Right, they're supposed to be trying. You were still close, though. You're still right.
Alexander the Greek.
Right. Yeah, Alexander the Greek.
Macedonia.
King Philip, his father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, that's where his father ruled at. Haman was of that bloodline.
Right.
That's how he had such a high esteemed position in Macedonia, enough so that where he could be like ambassador to the Persians and everything, because that's what powerful kings did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The kings that ruled the earth. I mean, the Egyptians did the same thing. Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar did the same thing. They would move people of other nations into their council, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can, get ideas on how to keep ruling the world, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Well, King Xerxes was different. You see what I'm saying? He was a man that did the same thing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And he would. This would also be a league that he would make. You see what I'm saying? Between him, it was like a peace agreement. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoever he sets on his council with, that's representing also peace between his kingdom and theirs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's lucky. Because he could send them as emissaries to their people. You know what I'm saying? To be able to talk negotiation. Well, he wants you to surrender, man, and he gonna show you love. Look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And also too, he'd be able to, trust sending some of his, officials or whatever to whatever land as ambassadors without having them killed. You see what I'm saying? Things like that.
Right.
He was dealing with the devil, and even when you go into secular history, right? It talks about the same things. You see what I'm saying? To where the empire of the Medes and the Persians will be eventually taken over by the Greeks, and they had other strongholds going there, like the Canaanites, the Phoenicians.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who had powerful stronghold then too. They were real strong also. So after after that, they also had to fight them too. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that they can, and after that, everything else was relatively easy. You see what I'm saying? To take over. But, the point with that is, pinpointing who Haman was, who the Hamans are right now. You see what I'm saying? Right. The Hamans, of course, are the Jewish people right now. These top families and all that. All right. So now I'm going to couple that with, now give me, give me Esther chapter 8 and verse 3.
Chapter 8 and 3?
Right. No. White man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Yeah, I'm right.
You see what I'm saying? And this Haman now, the same stuff was done back then. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, all the same stuff was done back in that day. And just like I said before, they can't even enjoy their wealth without trying to do things to us. But as aggressive as they are towards us, to hem us up is aggressive that we should be as far as separating and loving our own people.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? We should match their aggression in that. You see what I'm saying? We should match their aggression and love our own people. You know what I'm saying? And hate them. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Esther chapter 8 verse 3. And Esther spoke yet again before the king and fell down at his feet and besought him with tears to put away.
Chapter 8 verse 3?
Chapter 8 verse 3.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman,
the Agagite.
The Agagite.
Now, the Agagite. Now, who was Agag? Can anybody tell me who Agag was?
He was a Persian.
No. Agag. Agag goes all the way back to the book of Samuel, right? Agag was the king's seed. You see what I'm saying? You know, the Agag was just like, say for instance, the Philistines had Abimelech. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So, what was his bloodline, sir?
His bloodline,
like back then.
Back then, his bloodline was Amalek. You see what I'm saying? They were Amalekite king in Samuel. You see what I'm saying? That his seed line, his sons were all Agagites because they were of his seed, and that was the ruling family, the ruling class of Amalek. You see what I'm saying? Just like what the house of David is to the tribe of Judah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, that was the bloodline. That's why he was referred to. His father was Hamadatha, the Agagite, who was of the king's seed. You see what I'm saying? And that is the reason why, that's the reason why he was able to esteem such a high position in the Persian Empire as an ambassador.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He couldn't have been some low-level bloodline and been that. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of offense.
You know, not unless he was just super great magician or something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or some, had some type of, but he was of that bloodline. King Philip and them were also of the same bloodline too. Alexander, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were Greece. Haman was Greece right before Greece became Greece.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, now let's go into let's go to chapter 6 and verse 1 in the Bible.
Chapter 6 verse 1. Esther, sir.
Yes.
Esther, chapter 6 verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records to the Chaldeans.
Of the Chronicles.
Salaki, sir. Salaki. He commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king.
Now, think about this. Now, the king is on his bed. He's sleeping. All of a sudden, he just gets a thought. You know what I'm saying? Bring me the Chronicles of the record. Now, that was to start to, deliver us from up under the hands of Haman. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Now, go to verse 2.
Chapter 6, verse 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of
Bigthana and
Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the doors, who sought to lay hands on the king.
Ahasuerus. Now think about it. Why were they trying to do this? Can anybody tell me why they were trying to do this? Why they were trying to lay hands upon the king, and who employed them? they were employed by the Macedonians because the empire was getting ready. They was trying to take the empire from the Medes and the Persians and to turn it over to Greece. So, but that there's a quote, you know what I'm saying? When someone sits on the throne, you know what I'm saying? You know, that heavy lies the crown type of deal. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on. You had assassins inside there. You know what I'm saying? And their job was to get close to the king to take him out.
Right.
Now, when you watch this show, The Boziers, you can see the same type of treachery going on. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see the same type of treachery, you know what I'm saying, happening, you know, during that time also. This is the same stock of people right here. You see what I'm saying? They always been a treacherous group. You see what I'm saying? Just like during the time Judah stole everybody's stuff. They stole all the stuff from the land of Judah, all the spoils, all the treasures and all that, and they took the wives and the kids and everything captive too. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then they took all the Philistine stuff also. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 3. And the king said, "What honor and Salaki." And the king said, "What honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this." Then he said, "The king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him."
Yeah, Mordecai didn't even blow the trumpet before himself. He didn't even, you know what I'm saying? He didn't even say what he actually did. He just, you know, sought that business out, handled that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, kind of like forgot about it himself. Well, he was, you know, pretty much dependent on the Lord for his reward, right? Go ahead.
And the king said, "Who is in the court?" And now Haman was come unto the outward court of the king's hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
Now, think about this. With all the lynchings and hangings and everything that was done here, who was behind it? Who do we think was behind all of that?
The white devil.
Not only the white devil was doing it. What kind of white devil?
Greeks.
But what do they call it today? Let's use the modern term.
Jewish.
Right. That's who was behind all of that.
Right.
They're behind every propaganda that's pushed against us. They're behind the movie Black Panther.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're behind that too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because who you got to go to get approved? You know what I'm saying? For any type of big movie. Now, if that movie sat there and made that much money, we already know who was behind it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Good. Go ahead.
So, Lucky, real quick, this is just off subject. When the nurse came in while I was in there and got to asking her questions, and she said, "Do you know the name of this hospital?" And my grandma was like, "I know what it used to be. It used to be called Wisher." And I was like, "It's Eskenazi, Grandma." She was like, "Yeah, that's the name." I was like, "That's a Jewish name." And the lady in the mouth almost hit the floor. She was like, "It is Jewish." You know, they gave us so much money and donated it, blah, scoop. And I started to get on her head, but she was a white devil. So
yeah.
But I just let her know, we know who's running the world. Of course, it's a Jewish.
Right? Yeah, you played it wisely. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you played it wisely. A lot of times, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Not good to drop knowledge all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Her mouth hit the floor when I said that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She, you know, a lot of white people are just as, you know, a lot of white people is damn near as ignorant as we are. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, they don't even think about why the name is that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't even think about it. It's just Ashkenazi Hospital. You know, they don't. You know, they don't even think about it. But then until you cut the light on to her, then your mouth dropped, and you know what I'm saying? Then she's like, damn. That is true. And then she tried to, you know, put it like they did such great noble deeds and all of that.
Right.
They never give you nothing without, you know, as a matter of fact, I don't even heard people that come to their houses and everything and do work on their houses and stuff like that. They won't even give them, not even with white people. Even it was a white dude that told me this. They wouldn't even give them a glass of water.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they're not doing nothing for you without trying to enslave you.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? They are the most serpently of the serpents. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Even in a bull piece of crap religious doctrine, they got bylaws for their own people to let them know.
Apocrypha, you know what I'm saying? Talk about the dream that Mordecai had of two dragons. One was him and one was Haman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they were ready to fight. Go back into Genesis to behold, there were 20 hate us.
Right.
And what they actually do when the child's born, they teach them, just like, say, for instance, a lion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The female lion teaches the little cubs how to hunt, even though it's already in the nature of the cubs to learn how to hunt. You see what I'm saying? But what she does, she capitalizes on what they already have.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's a lucky. And if I would, sir, like the same thing with these white devils, like some animals will bring the animal still alive back so the youngest can kill it.
Yeah, so they can kill it, yeah.
That's why they was taking their kids to see niggas be lynched alive.
Right.
And burned alive.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Just like, say for instance, you know, when it comes, it's the same thing when it comes to righteousness, right? With us, like say for instance, you got the Levite priest, you got a son, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The son's already come from a holy pedigree. You know what I'm saying? He already come from righteous men that was righteous, you know what I'm saying? Going all the way back and everything. He already has a predisposition to be righteous, but he has to be taught. You see what I'm saying? He has to be taught that, even though, you know, to actually put on top of what he already has a predisposition to be. That's why the Apostle Paul said that he goes high from his righteous men. You know what I'm saying? But he still had to learn also on top of that. You see what I'm saying? Well, it's the same thing with Esau being evil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Even though they already have a pedigree of hate. You know what I'm saying? A pedigree towards a viciousness towards us. Just like, say for instance, if you was to have, like, say for instance, if you was to have an island out there, right? And on this island, you put so many people and so many white people, and you try and mesh them together. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though, as a matter of fact, you totally stripped them away from anything that was racist, right?
Right.
They're gonna longer, a little bit longer, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But they're still gonna, you know, fall into play. You know what I'm saying?
So like, if I could, the scripture that precept that the wicked are estranged from the womb.
Right.
They're already estranged, wicked people at birth.
Right. You know, when the white man will rule, next thing you know, the island will be full of sodomites.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we will be, that would form police and would be locking us up on the island. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll be enslaving niggas, have niggas picking coconuts and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything will go, you know what I'm saying? Everything will go in its proper role. You see what I'm saying? To morally destroy us, because they know that's how they would have to hit us.
Yeah, I'm right.
They would have to hit us there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For they can be able to do anything else.
Yeah, I'm right.
All right, let's go further.
Come, sir. The seed of the Jews before hell against him, but shall surely fall before him.
See, that's right here. Even his Amalekite people was wise enough to know this. You see what I'm saying? His wife and all of his friends are like, man, you know, because they seen the report and they knew that the Most High had to be with Mordecai. You see what I'm saying? And another point that I want to bring on to. When you stand against the oppressor, that's how your people get respect.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Rich blacks and blacks that want to call themselves successful, they blame poor blacks for them not reaching their pinnacle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When they don't even understand, you only get the respect that your people have. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You only get the respect that your people have. We know right now, if a Chinese dude was to walk down this block right here and somebody was to kill that Chinese dude, that person, this whole block would be in trouble.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying? Because his people have respect, and the white man will be moved to do something on the behalf of that. You see what I'm saying? Because his people have respect. But we go into it because we don't have the respect as a whole. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't have that. Matter of fact, like say for instance, let some celebrity go to any country, you know what I'm saying? And like say for instance, he's rich. And the card thing is down wherever it's at, right? Mm-hmm. And he got to pay cash, but he don't have the proper cash to pay for whatever it is that he's buying. Right. Guess what? He don't get it. You see what I'm saying? He don't get it. Because we don't have any respect and any power on earth. But you know what? And we will be feared and respected up on this earth. Damn right. You know, while everybody else just want to, you know, Christian fellowship, you know, and Israelite fellowship and all of that. You see what I'm saying? They don't see no need for the use of people having warfare like mine. They don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? But they gonna find out. They gonna learn. Believe that.
Damn right.
If you could, I would give you 10 minutes. We're gonna go get something to eat. I won't make it. You know what I'm saying?
I was actually getting ready to ride out to go pick up the rib.
You gotta go pick up the rib. Well, if we wrapped it up now, we still will grab something to eat real quick from the fast food joint or something?
Well, can I go grab her first and then just shoot back here?
All right, that'll work. We can do that. We'll do that. All right. So I'm going to go do that now.
Thou shalt not rebel against him, but shalt surely fall before him. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlain and haste to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared. Now, they in the banquet now, right? Esther set this up nice. And see, and this is another thing for you sisters. The sisters that claim to be in the truth, right? Notice how Esther stood against an invading force. You see what I'm saying? Well, a lot of these sisters that claim to be Israelites and all of that can only stand against their own men. You see what I'm saying? They will not stand against an outside force, right? To get the heathens in. You see what I'm saying? You know, y'all supposed to be our helpmeets, not theirs. You're supposed to be helping us. That's what Esther did. You see what I'm saying? And think it's over within yourself. Which one of these women in the Bible do you really model yourself after? Because a lot of these women that call themselves Israelites and all of that know that they Israel and everything, you ask them that simple question, which woman they model themselves after of in the Bible, and you get a blank. You see what I'm saying? Now, if they don't honor any of these women in the Bible, but if they claim to be, you know what I'm saying, a queen, a princess of Zion and all of that, right? But yet they're not looking at none of these stories with these women and the mighty acts that these women did. You know, there's one sister said to me, God don't like people mistreating his queens. When the Most High ever have those? You know what I'm saying? When he ever have a bunch of queens? I ain't never seen that. But that's what that movie Black Panther is promoting. You see what I'm saying? Promoting a whole bunch of women, you know, a female army. Come on, man. When has that ever been on the face of the earth? Can anybody tell me any point in history where there's been an established female army to go against men? Right. You see what I'm saying? Against any nation of man. Grab no sword. She didn't sit there and come at Mordecai with a finger like this. You know what I'm saying? She ain't do none of that. Right. You see what I'm saying? The way Esther fought in a feminine fashion. She actually drove the enemy out. You know what I'm saying? And had him and his goddamn sons hung. You see what I'm saying?
And if I could, Esther used femininity to save the nation. Used femininity, not masculinity.
Right. She didn't go get all up in Haman's face. You see what I'm saying? Her vulnerability to the king, you know what I'm saying? And the king saw, you know what I'm saying? And that's the natural response of a man, or, you know, a strong man. He see the vulnerability in the woman, and that make him want to do something. You see what I'm saying? That's why the king was so pissed. That's why the king was so pissed. He seen his woman, he seen his wife bowing down before him, weeping, with tears and all of that, concerning what this heathen, the devices of this damn heathen. He got mad as hell. You see what I'm saying? Now just imagine if she came up with just like the Hebraic Christianite woman come around. Imagine if she came like that. Then now there's a conflict there. You see what I'm saying? Now the king is sitting there thinking, he's like, damn, maybe these people, by the way she's acting, hell, maybe these people deserve that. You know what I'm saying? He'll start to think more like that. You see what I'm saying? If she's like this and she's the representative of them, then damn, maybe I might not back them like that. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because King Artaxerxes knew that we are totally separate people. You see what I'm saying? He knew that we are totally separate people from his own, right? So in that case, they could have came in and killed many, many of us. You see what I'm saying? And things that have happened to where we would end up going into slavery. I'm talking about bondage, hard bondage slavery. Because see, we had it relatively decent, you know what I'm saying, in like the Medo-Persian Empire because we had respect. You see what I'm saying? When the women and the men are like Esther and Mordecai, this is what get people respect. That's why the Feast of Purim is so important. You see what I'm saying? And I don't understand how they can sit there and have congregations and have the same people, Haman's people, inside the congregation eating with them. I don't get it. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand that at all. And the reason why Esther, through this feast and everything, was to get him together so that she can pretty much put him in court. You know what I'm saying? And show the stuff that he's been doing to her people. She never ate with Haman. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
But you Hebraic Christianites will sit there inside the congregation while claiming to be Israel, sing these little soft songs about being Israel and all of that, with the fringes all on the bottom of your t-shirts. You see what I'm saying? But they don't understand no need for a person to think war-minded, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They don't see, what you pretty much saying is we don't find no use for a strong, real black man. We don't have no use for that. You see what I'm saying? And what happens in these congregations is those same white men end up in positions of leadership. You know what I'm saying? Or they got a Israelite church like that in Canada. You know what I'm saying? The black women run it, and the white man is right next to her. Well, really white. The black men are doing mowing the lawn,
right?
Cleaning the toilets. You see what I'm saying? Doing the maintenance all around there and all of that. But he has no position. The white man got the position that he's supposed to have. You see what I'm saying? That black man's supposed to have.
Right.
And that's a damn shame. That's why you can't have heathens among you like that. You see what I'm saying? Because all of our compassion and love will go towards them.
Right.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther day at the banquet of wine. What is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom. Now, when the king say that, that's something serious. And he can't see back then. Also, two kings couldn't go back on their word. Once the king says something, he had to do that. That's the reason why when you go into the thing with Herod, when he said to Herodias' daughter, I give thee up to the half kingdom. Once the words went out of his mouth, he had to perform whatever it was that she wanted. You see what I'm saying? Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it pleased thee, if it pleased the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. For we are sold, I and my people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. Now look at the love and the compassion that she had for her people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, this is how a real black woman is supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? That's what, now, people talking about a queen and all of that, right? But then if you ask them what is the job of a queen, they can't even tell you. You know what I'm saying? They don't know even what the job of a queen is. A queen is to be like a mother over her people. She's supposed to be the one, you know what I'm saying? Are they taken care of? Are they well taken care of? Do they have health care? You know what I'm saying? Do they have this? Do they have that? Just like a mother. You know what I'm saying? To bind up wounds and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Dude, the little kid goes scrape his knee. Who we go to? You know what I'm saying? He go to his mom. You know what I'm saying? And then she do a little Band-Aid and then, you know what I'm saying, rub his little knee and all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's what a queen is like. A queen is supposed to be a mother of a whole nation of people. You see what I'm saying? Just like the king. While the king, she's doing binding up the wounds and, you know, making sure that everybody's fed, making sure that this and that. While the king is governing, his mind is on warfare. Who might be invading? You know what I'm saying? How to stop these people from invading. You know what I'm saying? He on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? While she's taking care of affairs like that. You see what I'm saying? That's how the king and the queen work together. You see what I'm saying? Being a queen ain't just about, you know what I'm saying, you looking the part, decking yourself out and all of that. You know, and talking down upon black men, you think that's the position of a queen. That ain't the damn position of a queen. The position of the queen is to do compassion and tenderness to care for the people in that kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Sorry. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther, the queen, who is he? Now, see that tenderness? Now that the king is like, who this nigga right here? Who you talking about? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because of the tenderness, you know what I'm saying, and the caring of this woman. You see what I'm saying? And there was probably women throughout the kingdom that was just as pretty as Esther. I mean, damn, he had a whole damn harem. But he chose her out of all of them, not because of her looks, but because of her virtue. You see what I'm saying? That made her shine even above everything about her too, is the fact that she listened to a man. There's sisters out there that think they got direct contact with God. All right. You know what I'm saying? They think that they got direct contact, right? But yet at the same damn time, you ain't even got direct contact to the CEO of your job. You know what I'm saying? Right. You gotta go through a supervisor on your job. You can't just go right to I'm gonna call the CEO. You know what I'm saying? I'm going like he's gonna be real cool with you. You know what I'm saying? Right. He don't know you. He don't know you like that. He put supervisors, that's why he put supervisors out there. You go to him. Your man at home is your supervisor. That's right. You see what I'm saying? That black man, that Hispanic man, that Native Indian man, that's your supervisor right there. That's right. You see what I'm saying? You go to him. He goes to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Just like with Adam, the Most High wasn't dealing directly with Eve like that. You see what I'm saying? He didn't deal directly with Eve at that point. You see what I'm saying? She had to go to her husband. And then all that long, you said, well, but black man ain't in that proper position. You know what? You ain't either. You see what I'm saying? You ain't either. Right. And another thing too is stop him. He's in power on the earth. A whole lot of things is going to change, and you don't want that. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that change. A lot of you sisters love this world right now, this world that we're in right now. You want this to stay. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of them figure, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them really think that they're going to breed their way out of slavery. Well, they say in 2085, the whole world is going to be mixed. Well, we've been here for 100 years and it ain't happened yet. with all of those stories of rapes and all of that, and you know, the white men getting with the black men. It ain't happened yet, has it? 400 years. So what the hell make you think in 2085 it's gonna happen? You see what I'm saying? And where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. She pointed out the Jewish man. The world calls evil today because we point out the Jewish man today. He's the man you can't point out in anything, right? What do you call now? If you do that, you call anti-Semitic.
Right.
And anti-Semitism, from white people's perspective and the Christian black perspective, is the worst form of racism, the worst form of hate ever, because of who it's against. You see what I'm saying? Well, Esther did this. Esther pointed out the enemy. She didn't sit there and side with him thinking that he might, since he's linked with Macedonia, he might be stronger than King Ahasuerus or whatever, right? And might be ready to overthrow him, so she decides she gonna, eat with him, right?
All right.
So she gonna decide she gonna eat with him, and she gonna get cool with him and all that, right? Nah, this is the example of a real strong black woman. This is what strong black women actually do. They stick with their damn people regardless. And strong black women resist that nasty ass inclination they got to rebel and to buck and to cuss the man out. And she resisted all that her whole life. That's what put her in a position that she's in. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't some neck pop or some damn word. She wasn't some type of damn striker either. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't either one of those. She wasn't the type that'll be on YouTube beating somebody down or none of that. You see what I'm saying? This was a lady, and look at the might, what the might that she had did for this kingdom. She was able to destroy all of her enemies by her being feminine and ladylike and loving her people. You see what I'm saying? Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. He's scared now. He's terrified now, right? And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden. And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen. Who did he go with? He didn't go where the king did. He went straight for the queen. You see what I'm saying? Just like, who did they target at today? When they want to get power over us, they targeted the black woman. Well, that's the same damn thing Haman tried. He tried the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. Then the king returned out of his palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman, look at this. He's falling up on the bed. Right. What the hell? He's in the bedroom. What the hell? It is. He's not even going and being a man and dealing with the king. He goes into this is the bed where she was. He went into her bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Into the bed chamber, falling up on her. You know what I'm saying? All right. Ain't this something? Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? This pissed the king off even worse. You know what I'm saying? This same man, hell, if he had his damn way, he'd be raping the queen. You know what I'm saying? He'd be raping Esther. Alright. As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. They put that bag over his head, just like when they do when they get ready to hang somebody. They put that bag over his head. And Harbona, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits, which Haman had made for Mordecai. He made that bad boy 50 cubits. And 50 cubits is like somewhere like around 75 feet. You know what I'm saying? Around 75 feet high. Man, that's a high damn, he wanted Mordecai strung up before all the people, right? to make every man lose heart. He wanted to make all the people, all of Jerusalem lose heart. Who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. Instead, the council was reversed, and they had him hung up on the damn gallows.
Right.
So that his people would lose heart. And this thing right here stopped the kingdom of the Medes and the Persians from being invaded by the Macedonians. They had to wait. You see what I'm saying? They had to wait, and the kingdom was not taken over in the time of King Ahasuerus. I think it was past son. They ended up taking over. You know what I'm saying? But it was not done inside the king's day. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't done in this day. And then Amalek was made an example of, because that 75-foot gallows was used to hang him at. So where everybody could see him hanging up there. So and with all of his people that he had moved into the Medo-Persian Empire from Macedonia along with him, right? They were all able to see it, and all of their hearts had to melt. You see what I'm saying? So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. Now, let's see where I want to go into, before it's over, I want to go into the riots that we had during this time. We'll start to go into 8 and chapter 8 and verse 9. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month of Saban, on the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded the Jews, and to the lieutenants and the deputies and the rulers of the provinces which were from India unto Ethiopia, 127 provinces, unto every province according to the writing thereof, and unto every people after their and unto their language. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by post on horseback, and riders on mules and camels and young dromedaries. Now, it had already been sent out for the Jews to protect their lives. You see what I'm saying? To fight